It is Friday the 3rd of October, and I'm just jumping on to cover the announcement by the Gambling Commission yesterday that 1.4 million Britons, yes, you heard that correctly, 1.4 million Britons have a gambling problem. This article or press release was covered by The Guardian, and I'm just going to go into it. There's a couple of aspects around it, but it is a worrying statistic and something that I think will shock a lot of people. So let's dive into it. It was undertaken by a poll of 19,000 people, and it equated to 2.7%, and they extrapolated that out against the general population. Now, the way in which the Gambling Commission do it is they'd have a problem gambling severity index, and it's a set of questions where the maximum score is 27. If you score 27, you're in dire straits, as it were. However, what they actually define as a gambling problem is anyone who scores 8 and above. Now, there's always a conflict in terms of the methodology of it, in terms of the validity of the data and the questions that are used. And it's something that the British Betting and Gambling Council argue against. They are more inclined to believe, let me have a look down. Is it covered in this article? Or was I reading it in another one? Yeah, they're saying that a previous polling format had a much lower percentage of 0.4%. versus 2.7. I would hazard a guess that it is probably somewhere in between. Don't get me wrong, I do believe that we have a growing gambling harm problem within the UK, and it's only going to get worse. Do I believe it's at 2.7%? Depending on the severity, no. Do I believe it's around the lower 0.4%? No. So I think it's somewhere in between. But either way, when you're looking at it, a statistic whereby potentially 1.4 million adults in the UK could have a gambling problem should start raising flags in terms of people and the wider society looking to resolve this issue and provide support, and also within the industry, which I do not feel they are running towards this issue with. I've constantly said that operators and platforms should be running towards this issue. Instead, there seems to be a reluctance to address it or just pay lip service to it. And it's something that I am keen with this project to do, which is to meet it head on, challenge it, and accept it that for the vast majority of people, gambling is a fun, entertaining way to connect with other activities. But for others, it is a harmful activity that destroys lives. And with that, just to conclude and to reiterate, I am not anti-gambling. I am anti-harm. Okay, that's all for today. I will put a link of the article in the show notes where you can read it in more detail. But yeah, be interested to hear other people's views on whether 2.7 or 0.4% is more reflective of the problem that we have in the UK.